Hey everybody, it's me, Marty, and I am on the road again. On the road again. Na, 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 na. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm trucking, working on the road. Got a load of eggs this time, going from Minnesota to California. And I left on, when did I leave? Lose track of my days. Saturday afternoon, evening, something like that. And yeah, I had to go down to Wichita, Kansas to get a trailer from a guy whose truck broke down, and which is kind of deja vu because I broke down right in that Emporium, Wichita area last week. Kind of weird. Anyway, I had to grab that trailer and go to California. So I'm in California right now. I'm in Walnut, California, kind of an eastern suburb of LA, I guess. There's so many towns and cities around this area. It's just a big cluster. California. It's not my favorite state. Anywho, I am actually unloading here, and then I'm going to go park in Long Beach and unload there early in the morning, and then get a reload going back home. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video. I just felt like doing a video, and I felt like talking about woodworking. Even though I'm not in my shop, I'm not home, I'm in the truck working, but I thought I'd do a little woodworking talk video because I realized yesterday that I have pretty much been doing woodworking for about 30 years. 30 years. And I am literally, seriously, honestly, still a beginner woodworker. I'm still an amateur. I mean, I've been working for 40 years, and so I don't get a lot of time to do woodworking. A couple hours a week at best, usually. So I've never gotten really good at any kind of woodworking. So I'm still an amateur. I'm still learning, even after 30 years. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I got started woodworking, and then answer 5 questions that a lot of you all had, and then I have 5 questions for you too, and then I'll have some ideas for future videos I'm going to do, and some final thoughts. Okay, so yeah, about 30 years ago, 1992, my uncle and grandpa got me into woodworking, basically scroll sawing, and yeah, they introduced me to scroll sawing, and I started scroll sawing, and it was funny because they gave me an old scroll saw as an old Craftsman. I actually have a picture of it. I'll see if I can put it on here. It's on the shelf in my shop. It was an old rinky-dink one, didn't work very good, made a lot of noise, rattled. The blade holders were horrible, but I loved it, and I was thankful for it, and that got me into scroll sawing. And I didn't have a workshop or anything back then. We lived in apartments, so when I got that scroll saw, I used it on the floor of our apartment garage and just started cutting things. And if I remember right, it was probably around Christmas time, because the first things I started cutting out were Christmas trees and snowmen and stars and Christmas card holders and Christmas ornaments and stuff, just sitting on the floor in a cold garage, learning to scroll saw, and it just kind of expanded from there. I worked in different wood shops through the years, and I started bringing home old pallets. I started trying to build my woodworking from free stuff and just used stuff and thrifty stuff. I started bringing home pallets and old wood and just stuff that they're throwing away at the different places I worked. And I made a workbench out of a pallet and some 2x4s. And then I actually, my first shop, I just made the workbenches out of the scrap wood. And then I eventually just started getting some tools, some hand tools and some power tools, and eventually got a better scroll saw, and I got a table saw, just different things through the years. And people gave me tools, and I bought tools. Never had anything very fancy, and I still don't. And yeah, just had different workshops at different apartments we had, and then when we bought a house, I had a bigger shop in our garage. And wherever we live, I've always tried to have a workshop. And even if my wife parked her car in the garage and I had to park my pickup outside, I always had a workshop so that I had a place to just putz and work on stuff. And so right now I have a 10x24 workshop next to our garage where we live. We have a little hobby farm in west central Minnesota, and I basically built that shop out of scrap. We bought the floor, a 10x24 floor, and I built everything out of scrap. It's not fancy, but I like it. And I just have a bunch of old used tools, and I think I've made some neat things over the years. But again, I'm still a beginner. I'm still an amateur. And so yeah, I started scroll sawing, and I really like scroll sawing. It's a fun type of woodworking because it's safe. It's creative because you can do so many different things on the scroll saw. It's fun, and you can teach others to do it. So yeah, I like scroll sawing. So I've done a lot of scroll sawing through the years. And then I started doing other things too, like keepsake boxes and small shelves. Started doing Adirondack chairs and making toys and games and brain teasers, things like that. Then I started doing cutting boards, and I started making flags and carving signs with a router. And I started making hiking sticks and carving spoons and, lots of different kinds of woodworking. It's all pretty small stuff, and, I'm not like a master craftsman or cabinet maker or furniture maker or anything like that. I've just enjoyed through the years, making small things, selling a few things here and there, but mostly just making gifts, and I've just really enjoyed it. What I've learned through the years, so I've been woodworking for about 30 years. And actually before my uncle and grandpa got me into scroll sawing in 1992, I did a little bit of woodworking before that when I was younger. When I would visit my dad, and my mom and dad were divorced, so I would visit my dad, and I would hang out in his shop with him at his house. He didn't really do woodworking, but he had a little shop, and he had a little wood stove, and he would just putz in the shop, and I go out there and hang out with him. He'd maybe be fixing something or making something or working on something on his pickup or his boat or his camper or fish house or, stuff like that. And this putzing, just hanging out in the shop, and I just learned the fine art of putzing. And so a lot of times I go out in my shop and I don't do any woodworking. I just putz. I don't know why, but the screen looks like it's vibrating. I hope it's not doing that in the video. I'll have to see, but it looks like I'm underwater or something. Anywho, that was weird. Anyway, speaking of water. It was kind of good. It's not water, but Health Aid Pop. Pomegranate berry. Bubbly prebiotic soda for a happy gut. Kind of a kombucha kind of thing. It's actually really good. I don't really drink a lot of pop. It's not really a pop. It's more juice, but it's carbonated. Kind of good. I like that there's an anchor on there. That's one of my favorite scriptures. Was it Hebrews 6:19? We have this hope as an anchor. I don't know if that's why they have the anchor on there or not. I'm not sure. Peak. No, but yeah, I drink coffee, water, tea, juice stuff, but I don't drink pop very often. But this is a good pop. It's a healthy pop. Kind of neat. Anyway, I really went off the subject there. But no. So yeah, I learned to putz with my dad over at his house. And then I got a little bit older. I did a couple wood projects with my stepdad. I think I carved a little plaque or wood burner plaque. And then he helped me make a big case for all my cassette tapes. And I still have that. I have it somewhere in the corner of the shop. I think it's holding cans of paint or something. So I did do a little bit of woodworking, when I was younger too. Not much, but basically, yeah, in 1992 is when I really started. And so, yeah, it's been about 30 years. And what I've learned through the years is to keep learning. Read books and magazines and watch videos and learn from other people and just keep learning. And I've learned I really want to do better at my woodworking. I want to learn better techniques and better skills, and I want to get better at it and have better quality. I mean, I try to do my best and everything, but I want to do better at woodworking so that the gifts I give people are better. And I want to make things better too, so that I can maybe sell things more. And yeah, that's kind of what I've learned. Basically, just to try to do your best and just keep on learning. But yeah, I've enjoyed woodworking through the years. And okay, so 5 questions from all you guys. And I've just seen some different questions, and they've been on YouTube and Facebook, and just word of mouth, or just personally, people have asked me different things. Number 1. Can you make more how-to videos? Well, I could, but I don't really want to too much. I mean, I might, and I have done some here and there. But I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur. I'm a beginner. I'm learning. And I'd rather you go to another channel if you want to see a how-to video on how to make something. I guess what I'd rather do is when I make something new, I show you it. And I tell you how I made it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And most of the time, I just kind of make up stuff. Sometimes there's a plan or a pattern, but a lot of times I just see something, and then I just make it from looking at a picture. And I put my own spin on it and try to make it my own, make it unique. And I think that's kind of a neat way to do it. But I don't think I'm good enough to do how-to videos so much. I'd rather just hang out in the shop and talk and show you things I'm making, that kind of thing. So, number 2, why do you like woodworking? I love woodworking. I really do. I really enjoy it because it's kind of an old pastime. It's kind of a lost art. There's a lot of nostalgia with it, and it's just fun hanging out in the shop, making sawdust, creating things. Wood is kind of organic, and it's warm, and it's beautiful, and I like creating things out of wood and making gifts and just sharing it with others. I like just hanging out in the shop, having a place to hang out and just build things, fix things, create things, and enjoy it with other people too. It's just a fun hobby. Number 3, what are your favorite tools? Well, I'm going to say the scroll saw, number 1, because that was my first tool I ever used, and because it's so creative and it's so fun. And I like scroll sawing. Table saw. I don't have a real fancy table saw. It was like $50. It's probably about a $400 or $500 table saw new about 20 years ago, but I only paid $50 for it. The fence isn't the best, and it's okay, but it's heavy and solid. It works good for me. I like the table saw though because there's a ton of things you can do, especially if you have a good one and you have a nice one. You can make a table saw sled and mitering jigs and dadoing things, and you can just all kinds of stuff. There's tons of things you can do with a table saw. It's a really great tool to have. I think it's more important than a miter saw because you can actually do miters on a table saw too. There's so much you can do on a table saw. Most things that I haven't even tried yet. But yeah, I'd say a table saw. Then probably a router. I have my small router and then my bigger router, and now I just got a new router. What was given to me. And I basically use it to carve signs and round over edges on things. Maybe do a fancy profile on a cutting board or something, or a sign. That's about it. That's all I've done, but I've enjoyed that, and I like the idea of the router and the things you can do with it. There's so many different things you can do with a router. Again, it's like the table saw that there's tons of things I haven't done, but you can do with them. So I'd have to say, yeah, number 3 is a router. Number 4, I'm going to say a lathe. I don't have a lathe, but someday I'd like to get one, even just a small one, to do some different turnings, because there's so many cool things you can do on a lathe too. I don't have a lathe, and I've never used a lathe. Actually, I had a cheap little one, and then I gave it to somebody because I wasn't really into it, and I didn't have time to learn it. But I'd like to get a good little one someday and start doing that too someday. But yeah, I'd have to say the lathe. Number 5, gosh, I don't know. Probably miter saw. Because it's good for cutting, boards to length. You can do miters on it. There's a lot of things you can do, and it's small. I mean, I have kind of a miter saw table, long table that where you can put long boards on. But you can actually have it portable too and bring it places. So miter saw is a good tool to have. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Question number 4. What are your favorite woods? And there's a lot of woods I've never tried, a lot of exotic woods I'd like to try and stuff, but ones I've tried and I've had, I'd say walnut or black walnut, maple, cherry, oak. My phone's doing something weird there. So yeah, walnut, Maple, cherry, oak, probably poplar. Poplar is a good, fairly cheap wood. It's kind of whitish, cuts really nice. It's a step up from pine, and I use it for a lot of things. So, yeah, that poplar would be my fifth one, and a cheaper one for just about anything. But then the 4 hardwoods I really like. But there's a lot of ones I'd like to get. I'd like to get some yellow heart. I've had some purple heart. It's really pretty, but it's really hard. Oh, I like Paduke too. That's pretty. And Wangi or something. There's a lot of woods that I've used, but Brazilian walnut, African mahogany, some of those other ones are neat too. I really like them. I like ones that have different grains. I like ones that are pretty much tight grain, but have different things in them. You know, like the flaming quilt and the bird's eye stuff and all those. Those are kind of neat. So, yeah. Number 5, what's on your wish list? I've talked about this before. Okay, since we're on the 5 thing here, let me think of 5. Okay. A bandsaw, even though I wouldn't use it a lot. I like the scroll saw better, but I would like a little bandsaw, decent little one for re-sawing. So maybe a bigger one. I don't know. And making bandsaw boxes. There's certain things you can't do on a scroll saw, some of those bigger things. So yeah, bandsaw and a small lathe would be cool. A thickness planer, that would be really nice for cutting boards and different things. An oscillating spindle sander, but I made one that's good enough for now, so I'll save that. And a better scroll saw. And what would be another nice tool? Maybe a joiner. I wouldn't use it a lot, and I really didn't understand the value of a joiner, but for getting a straight edge on boards, especially for gluing up, that would be really nice. So yeah, bandsaw, lathe, planer, better scroll saw, and a joiner. Yeah. So yeah, and I've never had any dust collection. Air filtrator, or purifier, not purifier, but that takes the dust out of the hair, and an air dust collection system. LED lights in my shop, more clamps, lots of accessory type things. Okay, 5 questions that I have for you. Number 1, do you think I should change my channel name? And do you have any ideas? The reason I'm thinking this, okay, so I started my channel in 2011, so it's been about 11 years, very slow growing, and most of it's grown in the last few years. I got about, 1,100 subscribers. I'm thankful for all of you, and all of you that have watched over the years. I hope you get some enjoyment from my videos. But it's been slow growing. Partially or mostly probably because I don't have a niche or whatever you want to call it. I don't do just one thing. And again, I've shared this before, but my channel is just me making goofy videos and sharing my life. I'm not like specifically, purposely out to make content to make you happy. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I do it for fun. I like to share my life. And my life isn't just about woodwork. Okay, it's my family, doing things with my family, and it's hiking, and it's playing mandolin and singing, and my different hobbies and outdoor stuff, and just enjoying life and canoeing and clapping my feet and eating pistachios and stuff. And so I have a lot of different things. Yeah, woodworking is a big part of my channel, but I do other things too. So I changed the name a few times years ago, and it was like Woodworking and More, or Woodworking More with Marty, or Wood and Words, and different things like that. And then I settled on Marty's Ramblings a couple of years ago or so. I don't know why I'm talking way up there. No, and I decided on Marty's Ramblings because I ramble. I'm a truck driver right now, and I've been a truck driver for over 20 years, and I'm a truck driver. I want to be a teacher, and I want to have my own woodworking business, but I don't think that any of that's ever going to happen unless God does a miracle, and He could. But anyway, I'm a truck driver, so I ramble all around the country when I'm trucking. Also, I like hiking, and when I'm hiking on trails, I ramble. I ramble up and down trails all over the country, and when I make videos, I ramble. I mean, look it's been 20 minutes, and I've just rambled. Have I really accomplished anything but rambled? So I called it Marty's Ramblings. Maybe I should stick with it. I don't know, but I thought maybe just because I'm trying to do more woodworking, and to have it more specific, change it to like Marty's Woodworking or Marty's Woodworks or something like that, or Wooden Wonders. That's kind of what I tried to do, a little woodworking business page thing, and I don't know. Just let me know what you think. Should I change my channel name or should I keep it that? Do you have any ideas? If I do change it, maybe I'll try to do more woodworking, but I'm still going to do other things because it's just me sharing my life with y'all. And I like to encourage and inspire and help you to smile and to laugh. And I'm not sure if I should change it or not, but just wondering your thoughts. Number 2, what do you want to see? Like, is there other things you want to see? Let me know, and maybe I'll do them. Maybe I won't. But, I mean, give me ideas of different things you want to see, whether it's woodworking or hiking or whatever. Just being weird and goofy, or if you want to see, like, trendy things, or just, watch me eat mushrooms, and puke all over the phone, the camera. I could do that. I could do that. So what do you want to see? Number 3, what can I do better? It's my desire to honor God in everything I do and to do my best. I'm not perfect by a long shot, but I know Jesus who is perfect, and I just try to do my best, and I want to do better at everything in my life, and being a truck driver, and being a husband and a father and a grandpa, being a servant for Christ, woodworking and YouTubering. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to say it's a word, YouTubering. But what can I do better? What don't you like on my channel? Yeah, that'd be a good one too. Number 4, live streams. Hey, I've done a couple of live streams, and I usually get like 1, 2, or 3 people to watch. That's about it. And my channel is small, and I usually don't let people know when I'm going to do it. But would you like to see more live streams? And I asked my wife, I'm hoping she'll do it, but I'd like to do a live stream from home with my wife. I think it would be fun. She doesn't like to be in front of the camera, so that would be kind of fun. So what do you think? Do you want to see more live streams, and what can I do in the live streams? Do you think there's value in that? And if I do live streams, I would like to ask you if you could share. Like if I put a post on YouTube or Facebook that I'm going to do live stream, if you could tell your family and friends and strangers and neighbors and enemies that I'm going to do a live stream and get more people watching. And again, it's not to make money. Yeah, I'd like to. If I got more subscribers, more views and all that, maybe I can make a little money on YouTube and be able to be home more and do more woodworking and quit trucking and stuff. But that's not why I do it. But I'd like to, if I could. And the whole thing isn't about getting more subscribers. It's just reaching more people. Again, I like to just encourage and inspire. So if I can do that, whatever I'm doing, to reach more people. So, I keep looking to just make sure that I don't get a green light, because then I have to stop what I'm doing and go check out. Anyway, number 5. What do you do? What kind of woodworking do you do? If you do woodworking, I'd like to know what kind of woodworking do you do? What kind of things you make? So let me know. And I don't have it on my list of things to talk about, but I'm going to end this before half hour long, okay? So don't worry. That's another thing. I'm trying to make my videos shorter, but if you want to get into woodworking, just a few tips. Start with what you have, start with the time you have, and start with the skills you have. You don't have to be a master carpenter to start woodworking. You don't have to have lots of time. You don't have to have lots of money for great tools. Just start with whatever you have and just start learning and having fun with the hobby. That's what I would suggest. Watch YouTube videos. There's so many great channels out there that I've learned from, and it's just fun to watch and stuff. So give it a try. Future videos. So I want to do more woodworking videos. I really do. I want to make more and more things and show you different things. I might do some how-to, but if I do how-to videos, it won't be like step by step. It'll be more, this is how I make it kind of thing, and just show you, a couple parts or pictures of how I made it. I want to do more hiking videos with my wife and just outdoor stuff at home, and just yeah, more fun things like that. And yeah, and some final thoughts. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Again, if you're new, my channel is just me sharing my life. I have 550 videos, I think, about now. All different things. So go back and watch my old videos if you're really bored. I have playlists. If you just like scroll saw woodworking, I have a playlist of that. Or just hiking. Or just playing the mandolin. Trying to. Go watch those videos and those playlists. Yeah, and thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. I just pray that with all the ups and downs in life and all the hard things in the world and in our lives personally, that you can just try to find joy every day. And yeah, give God a chance. Cherish every moment of life and take time to smile, take time to laugh, and help others to do the same. So, yeah, this is just my woodworking 30-year anniversary video, rambling about my woodworking and things, and answering a few questions and giving you a few questions. So, yeah, please comment and share. And, yeah, let's talk back and forth on YouTube. It's kind of fun just to share this platform and share our lives together. So, yeah, so put some questions and answers down in the comments. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Wait, don't leave. Here's a little slideshow I put together about different wood shops I've had through the years and different things I've made for your enjoyment. Again, thanks so much for watching.